At least I got 32. We got Father, Messiah, and Holy Spirit with us. Give me 32 minutes. Ah, man. Okay. Father, we definitely gotta be blessed to be able to upload some of the stuff that when I go to work today, Father. For the leader with instrumental music, a psalm, a song. May Elohim be gracious to us and bless us. May he show us favor, Salah, that your way be known on earth, your deliverance among all nations. Peoples will praise you, O Elohim. All peoples will praise you, nations will exult and shout for joy. For you rule the peoples with equity. You guide the nations of the earth, Salah. The peoples will praise you, O Elohim. All peoples will praise you. May the earth yield its produce. May Elohim, our Elohim, bless us. May Elohim bless us and be revered to the ends of the earth. For the leader of Dawid, a psalm, a song. Elohim will arise. His enemies shall be scattered. His foes shall flee before him. Disperse them as smoke is dispersed, as wax melts as fire at fire. So the wicked shall perish before Elohim, but the righteous shall rejoice. They shall exult in the presence of Elohim. They shall be exceedingly joyful. Sing to Elohim, chant hymns to his name. Extol him who rides the clouds. Our Father in heaven is his name. Exult in his presence, the Father of orphans, the champion of widows. Elohim in his holy habitation. Elohim restores the lonely to their homes, sets free the imprisoned, safe and sound, while the rebellious must live in a parched land. O Elohim, when you went at the head of your army, when you marched through the desert, Selah, the earth trembled, the sky rained because of Elohim. You, Sinai, because of Elohim, the Elohim of Israel, you released a bountiful rain. O Elohim, when your own land languished, you sustained it. Your tribe dwells there. O Elohim, in your goodness you provide for the needy. Our Father in heaven gives a command. The women who bring the news are a great host. The kings and their armies are in headlong flight. Housewives are sharing in the spoils, even for those of you who lie among the sheepfolds. There are wings of a dove, sheep in silver, and pinions. Its pinions, its in fine gold. When Shaddai scattered the kings, it seemed like a snowstorm in Zaman. O majestic mountain, Mount Bashan, O jagged mountain, Mount Bashan, why so hostile, O jagged mountains? Toward the mountain Elohim desired as his dwelling. Our Father never shall abide there forever. Elohim's chariots are marades upon marades, thousands upon thousands. Our Father in heaven is among them, as in Sinai in holiness. You went up to the heights, having taken captives, having received the tribute of men, even of those who rebel against our Father in heaven. Elohim's abiding there. Blessed is our Father in heaven. Day by day he supports us. Elohim, our deliverance. Salah. Elohim is for us, a Elohim of deliverance. Elohim, our Father in heaven. Well, Elohim, our Father in heaven, provides an escape from death. Facts. Elohim will smash the heads of his enemies, the hairy crown of him who walks about in his guilt. Our Father in heaven said, I will retrieve from Bashan, I will retrieve from the depths of the sea, that your feet may wade through blood, that the tongue of your dogs may have its portion of your enemies. Men see your processions of Elohim, the processions of my Elohim, my King, into the sanctuary. First come singers, then musicians, amidst maidens playing timbrels. In assemblies bless Elohim, our Father in heaven, O you who are from the fountain of Israel. There is little Benjamin who rules them, the princes of Jehudah who command them, the princes of Zebulun and Naphtali. Your Elohim has ordained strength for you, the strength, O Elohim, which you displayed for us. From your temple above Jerusalem, the kings bring you tribute. Blast the beasts of the marsh, the herd of bulls among the peoples, the calves till they come cringing with pieces of silver. Scatter the peoples who delight in wars. Tribute bearers shall come from Egypt. Cush shall hasten its gifts to Elohim. O kingdoms of the earth, sing to Elohim. Chant hymns to our Father in heaven, Salah. To him who rides the ancient highest heavens, who thunders forth with his mighty voice, ascribe might to Elohim, whose majesty is over Israel, whose might is in the skies. You are awesome, O Elohim. In your holy places, it is the Elohim of Israel who gives might and power to the people. Blessed is Elohim. For the leader, O Sheshanaim of Dawid, deliver me, O Elohim, for the waters have reached my neck. I am sinking into the slimy deep and find no foothold. I have come into the watery depths. The flood sweeps me away. I am weary with calling. Facts, my throat is dry. My eyes fail while I wait for Elohim. More numerous than the hairs of my head are those who hate me without reason. Many are those who would destroy me, my treacherous enemies. Must I restore? What have I not stolen? Elohim, you know my folly, my guilty deeds are not hidden from you. Let those who look to you, O our Father in heaven, Elohim of hosts, not be disappointed on my account. Let those who seek you, O Elohim of Israel, not be shamed because of me. It is for your sake that I have been reviled, that shame covers my face. I am a stranger to my brothers, an alien to my kin. My zeal for your house has been my undoing. The reproaches of those who revile me the reproaches of those who revile you have fallen upon me. When I wept and fasted, I was reviled for it. I made sackcloth my garment. Facts. I became a byword among them. Those who sit in the gate talk about me. I am the taunt of the drunkards. As for me, may my prayer come to you, O our Father in heaven, at a favorable moment, O Elohim, in your abundant faithfulness. Answer me with your sure deliverance. Rescue me from the mire. Let me not sink. Let me be rescued from my enemies and from the watery depths. Let the flood waters not sweep me away. Let the deep not swallow me. Let the mouth of the pit not close over me. Answer me, O our Father in heaven, according to your great steadfastness, in accordance with your abundant mercy. Turn to me. Do not hide your face from your servant, for I am in distress. Answer me quickly. Come near to me and redeem me. Free me from my enemies. You know my reproach, my shame, my disgrace. You are aware of all my foes. Reproach breaks my heart. I am in despair. I hope for consolation, but there is none. For comfortness, but find none. They give me gall for food, vinegar to quench my thirst. May their table be a trap for them, a snare for their allies. May their eyes grow dim so that they cannot see. May their loins collapse continually. Pour out your wrath on them. May your blazing anger overtake them. May their encampments be desolate. May their tents stand empty. For they persecute those you have struck. They talk about the pain of those you have felled. Add that to their guilt. Let them have no share of your beneficence. May they be erased from the book of life and not be inscribed with the righteous. But I am lowly and in pain. Your help, O Elohim, helps me. Your help, O Elohim, keeps me safe. I will extol Elohim's name with song and exalt him with praise. That will please our Father in heaven more than oxen that bulls with horns and hooves. The lowly will see and rejoice. You who are mindful of Elohim, take heart. For our Father in heaven listens to the needy and does not spurn his captives. Heaven and earth shall extol him, the seas and all that moves in them. For Elohim will deliver Zion and rebuild the cities of Jehudah. They shall live there and inherit it. The offspring of his servants shall possess it. Those who cherish his name shall dwell there. For the leader of Dawood, Lahazakir, hasten, O Elohim, to save me, O our Father in heaven, to aid me. Let those who seek my life be frustrated and disgraced. Let those who hope me harm fall back in shame. Let those who say, aha, aha, turn back because of their frustration. Let all who seek you be glad and rejoice in you. Let those who are eager for your deliverance always say, extolled be Elohim, but I am poor and needy. O Elohim, hasten to me. You are my help and my rescuer. O our Father in heaven, do not delay. I seek refuge in you, O our Father in heaven. May I never be disappointed. As you are beneficent, save me and rescue me. Incline your ear to me and deliver me. But be a sheltering rock for me, to which I may always repair decree for which be a sheltering rock for me, to which I may always repair decree my deliverance. For you are my rock and my fortress, my Elohim. Rescue me from the hand of the wicked, from the grasp of the unjust and the lawless. For you are my hope, O our Father in heaven, Elohim, my trust from my youth. While yet unborn, I depended on you. In the womb of my mother, you were my support. I sing your praises always. I have become an example for many. Amen. Since you are my mighty refuge, my mouth is full of praise to you, glorifying you all day long. Do not cast me off in old age when my strength fails. Do not forsake me, for my enemies talk against me. Those who wait for me are of one mind, saying, Elohim has forsaken him. Chase him and catch him, for no one will save him. O Elohim, be not far from me. My Elohim, hasten to my aid. Let my accusers perish in frustration. Let those who seek my ruin be clothed in reproach and disgrace. As for me, I will hope always and add to the many praises of you. My mouth tells of your beneficence, of your deliverance all day long. Though I know not how to tell it, I come with praise of your mighty acts. O our Father in heaven, Elohim, I celebrate your beneficence. Yours alone you have let me experience it. Elohim, from my youth until now I have proclaimed your wondrous deeds, and even in hoary old age. Do not forsake me, Elohim, until I proclaim your strength to the next generation, your mighty acts to all who are to come, your beneficence high as the heavens. O Elohim, you who have done great things. O Elohim, who is your peer? You who have made me undergo many troubles and misfortunes will revive me again and raise me up from the depths of the earth. You will grant me much greatness. You will turn and comfort me. Then I will acclaim you to the music of the lyre for your faithfulness, O my Elohim. I will sing a hymn to you with a harp, O Holy One of Israel. My lips shall be jubilant. I sing a hymn to you. My whole being which you have redeemed. All day long my tongue shall recite your beneficent acts. How those who sought my ruin were frustrated and disgraced. O Solomon, O Elohim, endow the king with your judgments, the king's son with your righteousness, that he may judge your people rightly, your lowly ones justly. Let the mountains produce well-being for the people, the hills the reward of justice. Let him champion the lowly among the people, deliver the needy folk, and crush those who wrong them. Let them fear you as long as the sun shines, while the moon lasts generations on end. Let him be like rain that falls on a mown field, like a downpour of rain on the ground, that the righteous may flourish in his time, and well-being abound till the moon is no more. Let him rule from sea to sea, from the river to the ends of the earth. Let desert dwellers kneel before him, and his enemies lick at dust. Let kings of Tarshish and the islands pay tribute. Kings of Sheba and Seba offer gifts. Let all kings bow to him, and all nations serve him. For he saves the needy who cry out, the lowly who have no helper. He cares about the poor and the needy. He brings the needy deliverance. He redeems them from fraud and lawlessness. The shedding of their blood weighs heavily upon him. So let him live and receive gold of Sheba. Let prayers for him be said always. Blessings on him invoked at all times. Let abundant grain be in the land to the tops of the mountains. Let his crops thrive like the forests of Lebanon, and let men sprout up in towns like country grass. May his name be eternal while the sun lasts. May his name endure. Let men invoke his blessedness upon themselves. Let all nations count him happy. Blessed is our Father in heaven, Elohim, Elohim of Israel, who alone does wondrous things. Blessed is his glorious name forever. His glory fills the whole world. Amen and amen. End of the prayers of Dawid, son of Jesse. Yeshai, book 3. A psalm of Baseph. Elohim is truly good. Elohim is truly good to Israel, to those whose heart is pure. As for me, my feet had almost strayed. My steps were nearly led off course. For I envied the wanton. I saw the wicked at ease. Death has no pangs for them. Their body is healthy. They have no part in the travail of men. They are not afflicted like the rest of mankind. So pride adorns their necks. Lawlessness enwraps them as a mantle. Fat shuts out their eyes. Their fancies are extravagant. They scoff and plan evil. From their eminence they plan wrongdoing. They set their mouths against heaven, and their tongues range over the earth. So they pound his people again and again until they are drained of their very last tear. Then they say, how could Elohim know? Is there knowledge with the Most High? Such are the wicked, every tranquil. They amass wealth. It was for nothing that I kept my heart pure and washed my hands in innocence, seeing that I have been constantly afflicted, that each morning brings new punishments. Had I decided to say these things, I should have been false to the circle of your disciples. So I applied myself to understand this, but it seemed a hopeless task. Till I entered Elohim's sanctuary and reflected on their face. You surround them with flattery. You make them fall through blandishments. How suddenly are they ruined, wholly swept away by terrors. When you are aroused, you despise their image, as one does a dream after waking, O our Father in heaven. My mind was stripped of its reason. My feelings were numbered. I was a dog without knowledge. I was brutish towards you, yet I was always with you. You held my right hand. You guided me by your counsel and led me toward honor. Whom else have I in heaven? And having you, I want no one. And having you, I want no one on earth. I want no one on earth. My body and mind fail, but Elohim is the stay of my mind, my portion forever. Those who keep far from you perish. You annihilate all who are untrue to you. As for me, nearness to Elohim is good. I have made our Father in heaven, Elohim, my refuge, that I may recount all your works. A maskil of Asif, why, O Elohim, do you forever reject us? Do you fume in anger at the flock that you tend? Remember the community you made yours long ago? Your very own tribe that you redeemed, Mount Zion, where you dwell. Bestir yourself because of the perpetual tumult. All the outrages of the enemy in his sanctuary. Your foes roar inside your meeting place. They take their signs for true signs. It is like men wielding axes against a gnarled tree with hatchet and pike. They hacked away at its carved the work. They made your sanctuary go up in flames. They brought low and dishonored the dwelling place of your presence. They resolved, let us destroy them altogether. They burned all Elohim's tabernacles in the land. No signs appear for us. There is no longer any prophet. No one among us knows for how long. Till when, O Elohim, will the foe blaspheme? Will the enemy forever revile your name? Why do you hold back your hand, your right hand? Draw it out of your bosom, O Elohim. Draw it out of your bosom. O Elohim, my king from of old, who brings deliverance throughout the land. It was you who drove back the sea with your might, who smashed the heads of the monsters in the waters. It was you who crushed the heads of Leviathan, who left them as food for the denizens of the desert, for the seafaring men. It was you who released springs and torrents, who made mighty rivers run dry. The day is yours, the night also. It was you who set and placed the orb of the sun. You fixed all the boundaries of the earth. Summer and winter you made them. Amen. Be mindful of how the enemy blasphemies our Father in heaven, how base people revile your name. Do not deliver your doves to the wild beasts. Do not ignore forever the band of your lowly ones. Look to the covenant, for the dark places of the land are full of the haunts of lawlessness. Let not the downtrodden turn away disappointed. Let the poor and needy praise your name. Rise, O Elohim, champion your cause. Be mindful that you are blasphemed by base men all day long. Do not ignore the shouts of your foes, the din of your adversaries that ascends all the time. For the leader Al Tashahid, a psalm of Asaph, a song. We praise you, O Elohim. We praise you. Your presence is near. Men tell of your wondrous deeds. At the time I chose, I would give judgment equitably. Earth and all its inhabitants dissolve. It is I who keep its pillars firm. Salah. To wanton men I say, do not be wanton. To the wicked, do not lift up your horns. Do not lift your horns up high in vain glorious bluster. For what lifts a man comes not from the east or the west or the wilderness. For Elohim it is who gives judgment. He brings down one man, he lifts up another. There is a cup in our Father in heaven's hand, with foaming wine fully mixed. From this he pours all the wicked of the earth, draining it to the very dregs. As for me, I will declare forever. I will sing a hymn to the Elohim of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked I will cut, but the horns of the righteous shall be lifted. For the leader with instrumental music, a psalm of Asaph, a song. Elohim has made himself known in Yehuda. His name is great in Israel. Salim became his abode. Zain his den. There he broke the fiery arrows of the bow, the shield and the arrow of war. Salah, you were resplendent, glorious on the mountain to pray. The stout-hearted were despoiled. They were in a stub war. The bravest of men could not lift a hand at your blast, O Elohim of Jacob. Horse and chariot lay stunned. O you are awesome. Who can withstand you? When you are enraged in heaven, you pronounce the sentence. The earth was numbed with fright, as Elohim rose to execute judgment, to deliver all the lowly of the earth. Salah. The fiercest of men shall acknowledge you. When you gird on the last bit of fury, make vows and pay them to our Father in heaven, Elohim. All who are around him shall bring tribute to the awesome one. He curbs the spirit of princes, inspires all and the king of the earth and the kings of the earth. For the leader on Jeduthun of Asaph, a psalm, I cry aloud to Elohim. I cry to Elohim that he may give ear to me. In my time of distress, I turn to our Father in heaven. With my hand uplifted, my eyes flow all night without respite. I will not be comforted. I call Elohim to mind. I moan. I complain. My spirit fails. Salah. You have held my eyelids open. I am overwrought. I cannot speak. My thoughts turn to days of old, to years long past. I recall at night their jibes at me. I commune with myself. My spirit inquires, will our Father never reject forever, and never again show favor? Has his faithfulness disappeared forever? Will his promise be unfulfilled for all time? Has Elohim forgotten how to pity? Has he, in anger, stifled his compassion? Salah. And I said, it is my fault that the right hand of the Most High has changed. I recall the deeds of our Father in heaven. Yes, I recall your wonders of old. I recount all your works. I speak of your acts, O Elohim. Your ways are holiness. What mighty one is as great as Elohim? You are the Elohim who works wonders. You have manifested your strength among the peoples. By your arm you redeemed your people, the children of Jacob and Joseph. Salah. The waters saw you, O Elohim. The waters saw you and were convulsed. The very deep quaked as well. Clouds streamed the water. The heavens rumbled. Your arrows flew about. Your thunder rumbled like wheels. Lightning lit up the world. The earth quaked and trembled. Your way was through the sea. Your path through the mighty waters. Your tracks could not be seen. You led your people like a flock in the care of Moshe and Aaron. Amen. Amaskil of Asaph, give ear, my people, to my teaching. Turn your ear to what I say. I will expound a theme. Hold forth on the lessons of the past. Things we have heard and known that our fathers have told us. We will not withhold them from their children, telling the coming generation the praises of our Father in heaven and his might, and the wonders he performed. He established a decree in Jacob, ordaining a teaching in Yisrael, charging our fathers to make them known to their children, that a future generation might know, children yet to be born, and in turn tell their children, that they might put their confidence in Elohim, and not forget Elohim's great deeds, but observe his commandments, and not be like their fathers, a wayward and defiant generation, a generation whose heart was inconstant, whose spirit was not true to Elohim, like the Ephraimite bowmen, who played false in the day of battle. They did not keep Elohim's covenant. They refused to follow his instruction. They forgot his deeds and the wonders that he showed them. He performed marvels in the sight of their fathers in the land of Egypt, the plain of Zoan. He split the sea and took them through it. He made the water stand like a wall. He led them with the clouds by day, and throughout the night by the light of fire. He split rocks in the wilderness, and gave them drink as if from the great deep. He brought forth streams from a rock, and made them flow down like a river. But they went on sinning against him, defying the Most High in a parched land. To test Elohim was in their mind. When they demanded food for themselves, they spoke against Elohim, saying, Can Elohim spread a feast in the wilderness? Truly he struck the rock, and waters flowed, streams gushed forth. But can he provide bread? Can he supply his people with meat? My father never heard, and he raged. Fire broke out against Jacob. Anger flared up at Israel, because they did not put their trust in Elohim, did not rely on his deliverance. So he commanded the skies above. He opened the doors of heaven and rained manna upon them for food, giving them heavenly grain. Each man ate a hero's meal. He sent them provision and plenty. He set the east wind moving in heaven, and drove the south wind by his might. He rained meat on them like dust. Meat is nutrition. Winged birds like the sands of the sea, making them come down inside his camp, around his dwelling place. They ate till they were sated. He gave them what they craved. They had not yet wearied of what they craved. The food was still in their mouths when Elohim's anger flared up at them. He slew their sturdiest, struck down the youth of Israel. Nonetheless, they went on sinning and had no faith in his wonders. He made their days end in futility, their years in sudden death. When he struck them, they turned to him and sought. When he killed them, they turned to him and sought good Elohim once again. They remembered that Elohim was their rock, Elohim Most High, their Redeemer. Yet they deceived him with their speech, lied to him with their words. Their hearts were inconstant toward him. They were untrue to his covenant, but he, being merciful, forgave iniquity and would not destroy. He restrained his wrath time, and again he did not give full vent to his fury. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a passing breath that does not return. How often did they defy him in the wilderness? Did they grieve him in the wasteland? Again and again they tested Elohim, vexed the Holy One, set a limit to the Holy One of Israel. They did not remember his strength, or the day he redeemed them from the foe. How he displayed his signs in Egypt, his wonders in the plain of Zoan. He turned the rivers into blood. He made their waters undrinkable. He inflicted upon them swarms of insects to devour them, frogs to destroy them. He gave their crops over to grubs, their produce to locusts. He killed their vines with hail, their sycamores with frost. He gave their beasts over to hail, their cattle to lightning bolts. He inflicted his burning anger upon them. Wrath indignation, trouble, a band of deadly messengers. He cleared a path for his anger. He did not stop short of slaying them, but gave them over to pestilence. He struck every firstborn in Egypt, the first fruits of their vigor and the tents of Ham. He set his people moving like sheep, drove them like a flock in the wilderness. He led them in safety. They were unafraid. Wow, this is beautiful. 23 minutes. As for the enemies, the sea covered them. He brought them to his holy realm. The mountain his right hand had acquired. He expelled nations before them, settled the tribes of Israel in their tents, allotting them their portion by the line. Yet they defiantly tested Elohim Most High, and did not observe his decrees. They fell away disloyal like their fathers. They played false like a treacherous bow. They vexed him with their high places. They incensed him with their idols. Elohim heard it and was enraged. He utterly rejected Israel. He forsook the tabernacle of Shiloh, the tent he had sent among men. He let his might go into captivity, his glory into the hands of the foe. He gave his people over to the sword. He was enraged at his very own. Fire consumed their young men, and their maidens remained unwed. Their priests fell by the sword, and the widows could not weep. Our Father heaven awoke us from sleep like a warrior shaking off wine. He beat back his foes, dealing them lasting disgrace. He rejected the clan of Joseph. He did not choose the tribe of Ephraim. He did not choose the tribe of Yehuda. Mount Zion, which he loved, he built his sanctuary like the heavens. Like the earth that he established forever, he chose David his servant, and took him from the sheepfolds. He brought him from minding the nursing ewes to tend his people, Jacob, Israel, his very own. He tended them with blameless heart, with skillful hands he led them. A psalm of Asiph, O Elohim, heathens have entered your domain. defiled your holy temple, and turned Jerusalem into ruins. They have left your servants' corpses as food for the fowl of heaven, and the flesh of your faithful for the wild beasts. Their blood was shed like water around Jerusalem, with none to bury them. We have become the butt of our neighbors, the scorn and derision of those around us. How long, O our Father in heaven, will you be angry forever? Your indignation blazes like fire. Pour out your fury on the nations that do not know you, upon the kingdoms that do not invoke your name, for they have devoured Jacob and desolated his home. Do not hold our former iniquities against us. Let your compassion come swiftly toward us, for we have sunk very low. Help us, O Elohim, our deliverer. For the sake of the glory of your name, save us and forgive our sin. For the sake of your name, let the nations not say, where is their Elohim? Before our eyes let it be known among the nations that you avenge the spilled blood of your servants. Let the groans of the prisoners reach you. Reprieve that are condemned to death, as befits your strength, as befits your great strength. Pay back our neighbors sevenfold for the abuse they have flung at you, O our Father in heaven. Then we, your people, the flock, your shepherds, shall glorify you forever. For all time we shall tell your praises. Amen. For the leader on Shashanaim, Edith of Asaph, Asam, give ear, O shepherd of Israel, who leads Joseph like a flock. Appear, ye who are enthroned on the cherubim, at the head of Ephraim, Benjamin, and Manasseh. Say, rouse your might and come to our help. Restore us, O Elohim. Show your favor that we may be delivered. O our Father in heaven, Elohim of hosts, how long will you be wrathful toward the prayers of your people? You have fed them tears as their daily bread, made them drink great measures of tears. You set us at strife with our neighbors. Our enemies mock us at will. O Elohim of hosts, restore us. Show your favor that we may be delivered. You plucked up a vine from Egypt, Mizraim. You expelled nations and planted it. You cleared a place for it. It took deep root and filled the land. The mountains were covered by its shade. Mighty cedars by its boughs. Its branches reach the sea. It shoots the river. Why did you breach its walls so that every passerby pluck its fruit? Wild boars gnaw at it, and creatures of the field feed on it. O Elohim of hosts, turn again. Look down from heaven and see. Take note of that vine, the stock planted by your right hand, the stem you have taken as your own. For it is burned by fire and cut down, perishing before your angry blast. Grant your help to the man at your right hand, the one you have taken as your own. We will not turn away from you. Preserve our life that we may invoke your name. O our Father in heaven, Elohim of hosts, restore us, show your favor, that we may be delivered. For the leader on the Gittith of Asaph, sing joyously to Elohim. Our strength raise a shout for the Elohim of Jacob. Take up the song, sound the timbrel, the melodious lyre and harp. Blow the horn on the new moon, on the full moon for our feast day. For it is a law for Israel, ruling of the Elohim of Jacob. He imposed it as a decree upon Joseph when he went forth from the land of Egypt. I heard a language that I knew not. I relieved his shoulder of the burden. His hands were freed from the basket. In distress you called, and I rescued you. I answered you from the secret place of thunder. I tested you at the waters of Meribah. Salah. Hear my people, and I will admonish you. Israel, if you would but listen to me. You shall have no foreign mighty one. You shall not bow to an alien mighty one. I am Father in heaven, and your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it. But my people will not listen to me. Israel will not obey me, so I let them go after their willful heart, that they might follow their own devices. If only my people will listen to me, if Israel will follow my paths, then would I subdue their enemies at once, strike their foes again and again. Those who wait our Father in heaven shall cover before him. Their doom shall be eternal. He fed them the finest wheat. I sated you with honey from the rock, a psalm of Asaph. Elohim stands in the divine assembly. Among the divine beings, he pronounces judgment. How long will you judge perversely, showing favor to the wicked? Salah. Judge the wretched and the orphan, vindicate the lowly and the poor, rescue the wretched and the needy. Save them from the hand of the wicked. They neither know nor understand. They go about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth totter. I have taken you for divine beings, son of the Most High, sons of the Most High, all of you. But you shall die as men do, fall like any prince. Arise, O Elohim, judge here, for all the nations are your possession. Let me put this up here so I know when it's about to go off. A psalm of Asaph. O Elohim, do not be silent, do not hold aloof, do not be quiet, O Elohim. For your enemies rage, your foes assert themselves. They plot craftily against your people, take counsel against your treasured ones. They say, let us wipe them out as a nation. Israel's name will be mentioned no more. Unanimous in their counsel, they have made an alliance against you, the clans of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarites, Gamel, Ammon, and Amalek, Philistia with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assyria joins forces with them. They give support to the sons of Lot, Salah. Deal with them as you did with Midian, with Sisera, with Jabin at the brook Kashan, who were destroyed at Endor, who became dung for the field, treat their great men like Oreb, Zeeb, or the princes like Zabah and Zamuna, who said, Let us take the meadows of Elohim as our possession. O my Elohim, make them like thistle down, like stubble driven by the wind. As a fire burns a forest, as flames scorch the hills, pursue them with your tempest, terrify them with your storm, cover their faces with shame, so that they seek your name, O our Father in heaven. May they be frustrated and terrified, disgraced and doomed forever. May they know that your name, yours alone, is our Father in heaven, supreme over all the earth. Amen.